I wouldn't grade us as I wouldn't grade that as a winning performance by the offense by any stretch. Too many turnovers. I mean, you gotta, there's two things offensively that you look at the end of the day, and one's turnovers and one's third down conversion. Now I haven't looked at the third down conversion, but I can guarantee you, I know what the turnovers are. You can't win games turning the ball over 4 or 5. I mean, every time we turn it over. And in turn two, we had, if you remember, we probably had our best player on offense drop 3 or 4 balls a day. That's not good either.
You've talked a lot this spring positively about Jordan Thompson. He ended, it seemed like, on a positive note. Talk about him and how proud you must be of what he did.
Yeah, steady. The kid's just a steady football player and real smart. I mean, he'll make a mistake one time and he's not going to make it again. The kid comes from a great program. You can tell he's been coached well. He knows football. He knows space. And you tell him one time, he's going to do it. And so, he's just been extremely steady all through camp. I think you can see that today. I mean, the kid made some good plays out there.
He was someone who talked about, obviously it's unclear if you'll redshirt him or not, but is he someone that has kind of worked his way into the lineup at this point?
I mean, he's number 2 right now in his position. So, I mean, we don't talk about redshirt until the day of the first game, really. And we don't even really talk about it then, really. I mean, if this goes 3 or 4 games in the year and you haven't played, then you're probably going to redshirt. But right now, we don't think about even the incoming freshmen coming in. Our mindset is they need to play. And if it turns out that they don't play or they're not ready, then we'll redshirt them. But that shouldn't be anybody's mindset right now.
Coach, go back to the beginning of the game. You had the pace up. Gino goes 7 for 7 to start with. Paul comes in. He goes 10 to 10 to start with. Did they get complacent?
I think so. I mean, I've always heard that success and failure can slow you down. And, the bottom line is when you have success, you start thinking complacent. You start thinking, well, this is easy. And you start, kind of not playing at your top, your peak. And then you start having a lull. But then also when you're playing bad, you can press and you can get further. I mean, ultimately you want to just compete right there in the middle. Just keep steady, keep doing your job, and just forge ahead. And I definitely think that we came out and obviously I hadn't watched the film, but we had 2 pretty successful drives at the beginning, then we had a little lull. And it happens. That happens. It happens a pretty good bit.
Tempo-wise, I mean, you guys said last year that you didn't go as high tempo as you wanted to for several reasons, from familiarity to just situations in games. You did go high tempo early, though. I mean, it was as fast as I've probably ever seen you go. What? Any particular reason? Do you think that's maybe something you can do more of this season?
I think so. I mean, and again, it comes down to if you're having success. And we went out right off the bat and we were successful.
Right.
And so then you really want to play fast because, I mean, we preach to our kids all the time about having just a killer mentality, And then when you have a guy on the ropes, you need to just keep attacking. Now, if we would have started out 3 and out, then we probably would have slowed down, huddle, and then tried to work our way through it. But having that success early, we wanted to play a little faster.
Coach said that he was letting you call all the plays today.
Yeah,
was that for the full scrimmage?
Yeah, he was more of a fish or whatever you call it today. He stood in the back and called sacks, I think. So.
How do you like that? Do you like it better when you have the full control and you can?
Yeah, I mean, I did it for 7 years, so I mean, it's not a big deal. And so I mean, it doesn't matter. I enjoy doing it. I mean, it's fun.
Going back to the tempo, you saw him doing well. Did you take that as a challenge, just saying, we handled this, now let's see if I can turn it up a notch and see what happens?
We turned it up a little bit, yeah. I mean, we started playing a little faster. And I think those, it really comes down to the personality of the quarterback, I mean, you can tell those guys like to line up and play fast. And so I just let them, I just went with it, I mean, they wanted to play fast, so we played fast.
Yeah, and Gino's going to take everything you throw at him, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gee, I mean, you can't, he's you can do whatever you want to. Yeah.
We've talked to you guys a lot about the difference in year 2 in this offense. Could tempo be where the difference is?
Probably so. But again, I mean, you got to control it too. You just don't want to go out there. I mean, you can't go out there and play as fast as you can possibly play and go 3 and out 3 times.
Right.
So I mean, there's a fine line there between wanting to play fast and being smart. Ultimately, we want to win the football game. Whether it's 7-6 or 40-30 or whatever it is. And so we got to gauge how the game's going, how our defense is playing, and if we're having success. If you're having success and you're getting first downs, then you can play fast because you're going to be on the field, you can do it. But if you're going 3 and out, then, slow it down a little bit.
As a play caller, is that your biggest challenge then, to sort of have a finger on the pulse and know when's the right time to go?
Yeah, I mean, you got to just the flow of the game. If it's working, keep doing it. If it's not working, you better change it,